to order for Tuesday, August the 6th. Can everybody stand for the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could I get a motion to approve the regular agenda? I have a motion by Commissioner Hall.
Do we have to add some?
Do we gotta add something?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, if it pleases the board, I'd like to add item 11.9 under new business entitled Intersection Improvements for 87 and 50 Lakes Drive.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hall. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Levin. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, public comments. I have nobody signed up. Okay, that's good. All right, for the public hearing, I need a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sherwood. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mamay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. We don't have, you want to address it first, and then we'll go to the public comments?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the board. Tonight's public hearing is in response to a citizen-initiated text amendment to revise Article 7, Section 7.29 of the city's UDO. This would create provisions for tree removal on commercial lots of 25 acres or more. As it's written, it would require mitigation of any significant trees that get removed, if there are any. Significant trees are outlined in our UDO, what they are. They're basically any tree over 24 inches in diameter, plus there's certain special trees like hollies and so forth that would also require mitigation. As it's written, it would also require project boundary buffers remain in place depending upon the adjacent zoning and street buffers as well. Currently, I believe the applicants are here if there are any questions.
Any questions?
Does it have to be 25 acres? Where did you come across that? I mean,
It was
could it be more, less?
that was the way that it was written for this requested amendment, was 25 acres or more.
Can we lower that?
So the board could make provisions to the amendment as long as it's kind of in alignment with what's being requested.
That's my question.
All right. Is that it? Any more questions? All right, I'll take comments from the public. Don McKenzie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Never had anybody told me they couldn't. Mayor and commissioners, I was here before, right after Florence. I have a major problem where I live. I live on Silver Lake, and Silver Lake does not drain. It fills up, and it comes into my property. It comes into anybody on the low side of the lake's property, and it just stays there.
Can I stop for a minute? Did you want to sign up for the public hearing for just regular comments or on this legislative hearing?
Oh, I don't know what the difference is.
This is about the ordinance amendment to the UDOs, what this.
No. I want to talk to you all about problems I have at my house.
All right, let us clear this out and I'll come back to you.
All right, fine.
Shannon Van Deer,
I'm the same, mine is more.
you want to go back? All right, so I have nobody signed up for the public hearing then. All right, so I'm gonna get a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sherwood. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ridley.
Oh.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the ordinance amendment? I have a motion by Commissioner Hall. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Wow, where'd you sign?
I'll go with Commissioner Levin on this one. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Now, let's go back to public comments. Don McKenzie.
Oh, I guess I can regain that time.
Yes, sir.
So a little bit of the history is this lake does not drain. It basically, the only way water comes out of it is it goes into the ground. And with a relatively low water table, it's been pretty dry. But at the same time, there's just like rain like this that we've had the previous Friday and we're having right now, that lake fills up very fast. In fact, I'm about 5 to 6 feet away from my fence line. I'm already over my property line in this lake. So it flooded in Florence, and it flooded when we had the 16-inch rain in 2021. For those of you who were here, it was a flash rain, and it basically filled up half of my backyard. Now, I will say this, the city both times came and pumped my property out, so I'm very appreciative. But I've also been working with Gordon Hargrove and Nicole to come up with they're developing stormwater solutions. Now, I've had this problem for 6 years. When am I going to get a solution to this problem? If it wasn't just for me, I could understand, but it's also other people who are on the low side of that lake. In fact, one woman's 81 years old. So it's a big problem. I would like just to find out what's going on with the program for the stormwater. And maybe you guys should have come to the meetings more frequently, but I'd like to find out what has actually been done and where we're moving forward. I know you need grants, I know you need the money, but I also need my land and I need security. You know how difficult it is. You come home and you see rain and it's raining hard. You know your backyard's filling up, and I have been flooded under my house before. It's not a good feeling, and I'm getting older, so my fight is not nearly as good as it was 6 years ago. All I can ask is give me some feedback as to where we are in the stormwater remediation. I will provide an easement to do whatever the ditch management needs to be done to get this away from our properties in that area. And help us. We need help. It's not just the big lake. There's other lakes in here that got problems too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And y'all make sure you get up with them and let them know where everything's at.
Is that like a city-owned lake?
Yes.
It is?
It's kind of like the one behind Cardinal where they pump the water in.
Yeah, I didn't know, but some lakes the city owns and others we
Oh,
don't.
it's a city-owned lake,
Okay.
and the lake is right behind me.
Okay.
You can pump into that because it's got a drain, and that's what always has happened. We pump my lake into that lake and it's drained out.
That's what they do over on
Okay.
Cardinal.
All right. Shannon and Dan.
Hello.
Hello.
Part of my comments is a little bit piggybacking on this, albeit talking about Pine Lake Road here. If you've driven on it, even just tonight, it floods terribly, and it wasn't but just a week ago that it flooded as well. I don't know if there's any plans on cleaning those culverts or cleaning those drainage ditches. Who's I have done a bunch of landscape work at my house and we cleaned our ditches, but is that something, I haven't lived here long enough to know. Is that something that you routinely maintain those ditches and culverts? And is there a plan of attack on that? Does it happen every so many months? Does it happen only at time of urgency? Are we in preventative maintenance or are we reactive and chasing it only as it comes? Question mark. I don't know, because I haven't lived here in a storm or for very long yet. So curious on that. This road, right, if you've come down Pine Lake Road by Miller, it's almost all the way across as we drove here today, which is pretty deep and concerning. Still have concerns about the right turns where the road is eroding away. I know that somebody had filled it last time I brought it up. Of course, they've worn again. So I don't know if that was just gravel or in dirt that was mixed in there, but that's a pretty rocky jump down, and going any wider puts you into oncoming traffic. Lastly, for me, I would love to see this city do more citizen forums than once a quarter. While this is lovely and we can express our concerns to you, it isn't a volley of dialogue, so it can feel somewhat unanswered. or less conversational between our Board of Commissioners and the public. And once a quarter, there's a lot happening here in this town inside of 3 months. So if there is an opportunity to have those more often than just quarterly, I know myself as a citizen who's trying to be more involved here, I sure would love to have that.
Well, thank you. All right, that's all I have signed up for the public comment. All right, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Lovin. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Hall. All in favor? Say aye.
I'm back.
All right. Committee and board reports is BSL Fire. They're not here. No community appearance. Planning board, none.
I do have an
You have-
update from the planning board.
Okay.
She asked me to read it for her. Lucille did. The planning board did not meet on the regular date this month due to the lack of agenda items. We did, however, have a special meeting, as requested by the mayor regarding a citizen-initiated request to update provisions in the UDO regarding tree removal in undeveloped parcels of 25 acres or more. This request was approved by the board and forwarded to the commissioners for consideration. That's her update.
Thank you. All right, Parks and Rec Advisory Board? Nope, okay. Special events? Nope,
We're just waiting.
okay.
We don't know if we're having the tournament or not.
Yeah, we are waiting on confirmation about the tournament this weekend.
I'd almost say no.
But we do have a rain date scheduled.
Yes.
So, yeah,
So we don't know yet if we're gonna
Okay.
have it or not.
All right.
that was the only thing we were kind of waiting on.
Library Commission? All right.
At our last library commission meeting, we did talk about the library inventory, and I thought this was really pertinent for our community. It included that we have 1,521 books in our library. Right now, we have 1,341 in-house. We have 188 missing books. 19 books were signed out.
Thank you. Thank you. Grants Committee? No? Okay.
No, none. They had no quorum.
All right. Mr. Manager?
So I'll be a little bit different tonight. Been a lot going on the last few weeks, and so it's going to be a little bit different than a normal report that you get. First and foremost, I want to talk during all this deluge of rain that we're having. Please adhere to the principle of turn around, don't drown. When you run up on standing water in the road, please don't drive through it. It can be extremely dangerous. Last event we had, there were several fatalities in the county because people tried to pass through areas that were inundated with water. I want to talk about, to your point about the ditch in front of your house. The assistant city manager and myself are working on a ditch maintenance plan to address some of these issues. And I'll be point blank with you right now, it's been reactive as opposed to proactive. It's a problem with stormwater issues here in our community, as every community that is this close to the coast. We don't have a lot of slope draining down, so, water's hard to move. Funding, it requires funding, and even though there are grants out there, most of those grants require matching funds, and right now, we're trying to put the city in a strong financial position in order to qualify for some of these grants, but I'll tell you that that's a process that takes some time. It's just not something that's going to happen overnight. It is the residents' responsibility to keep their driveway tiles clean. We will keep the ditches on the roadsides clean. We are in the process of, like I said, doing a ditch maintenance plan. The plan is to identify our highest ditches that are going to give us problems, and we're going to start cleaning those at the first of the year in preparation for hurricane season. So we are aware of the problems, and we're trying to be proactive in dealing with some of these problems. Please do keep your driveway tiles clean. If we see that they're clogged, we're going to be sending out notices to you that it is your responsibility to keep them clean. We're going to give you some time to get them clean. If you don't, then the city has the right to go in there and clean those tiles ourselves and charge you for the work that we're going to be doing. And I think that, Nicole, that's about $400, isn't it? Okay, so you want to do that on your own, I can assure you of that. The city team is still working on sewer expansion. Right now, we have identified a lot of components. This is like trying to eat an elephant, but you know, we're going to do it one spoonful at a time. We're trying to get some cost estimates right now to get this done. I think we had a quote from 2020 of about $35 million. You can expect that that's going to go up about 35%. And obviously we don't have that kind of money right now, so we'll be looking at some grant funding to do that. Lake bed vegetation, that project is moving along very well. We're very pleased with that. The dams, you know, this last storm we had last Friday created some problems for our control of water and blew out the control of water. The contracting team did identify what the problem was. They replaced the control of water piping and redid it so that we do not expect to have the same result with this particular storm. And it did not stall that project any at all. We recovered, and within 3 days, moving the smaller dams back, the North Lake, Pine Lake, and Upper Lake Dam. So we're still on time with that. We're still looking at October, mid to late October opening of East Falling Spring Road, which will take some of the stress off Lake Pine Road and Pine Road. So we're really excited about that. Other than that, you can look at my next slide here. You're looking at some more of the dam work. What I would really personally like to do is replace some of these dam pictures with some stormwater resolutions so we can get that stormwater off our street. You can look at they're completing steel work ahead of the North Lake cement pour and then pouring the North Lake Dam spillway inlet. The next slide is pouring Pine Lake spillway mud mat and then surveyor verifying control point on Pine Lake Dam. And then again, you can see them finishing concrete on Upper Lake Dam on the inlet wall, and then the North Lake Dam spillway inlet wall formwork. So we're still moving along pretty well with that. And that's really all I have for you this evening. We're still working on the senior center drawing over here with the architect. I hope to bring some, or I will bring you something for the next meeting. In the interim, I'll be working with staff and liaisons to show them the final design to make sure that it's what Sarah envisions and y'all envision so that we can go ahead and get that package ready to put out to bid.
All right, thank you. All right, old business, resolution authorizing financing of a 24-person passenger bus.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. This is for the bus that we talked about in July's meeting about continuing on and procuring it, and this is the financials for the financing it for 5 years. So for 60 payments, the lowest interest rate bid came at 5.04% from First National Bank, and as you can see, it's about $3,700 less in total than the other banks with the interest charges and the total cost. So it is staff's recommendation to go with First National Bank for the bus itself, and this would be financing at the $177,500 with the $10,000 from the donation being paid up front. So just financing the $177,500. And luckily, our very own Sarah they got a discount on it for over $5,000, so it's less than the quote they had last month's meeting.
So you just need a resolution, motion to approve the resolution?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll motion to approve the resolution.
Motion by Commissioner Sherwood, have a second. Second by Commissioner Hall. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, new business, ordinance to amend Chapter 9, Article 2 of the City Code of Ordinances.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is actually a request submitted by staff to amend the city's code of ordinances, Chapter 9, Article 2. I'm not going to read through the entire amendment because it is a very lengthy ordinance. The ordinance is already in effect. This is in regards to the removal of junked and abandoned vehicles. This is just to put it in alignment with General Statute 160A303. I added some specific items in there, designating the appropriate staff members who would be responsible for certain enforcement areas, pre-tow, post-tow notice requirements, and things like that. If you do have questions about any of the provisions, you can ask me.
Motion to approve.
I need a motion to approve then.
So moved.
Commissioner Sherwood, have a second? Commissioner Hall, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Resolution to award bid for Phase 2 debris removal contract through June 30th, 2026. Who's got it?
You want me to do it? Okay. So it is important for the city to have a pre-positioned contract for debris removal in place before any kind of storm event occurs. Johnson Environmental and Disaster has assisted the city in bidding this pre-positioned contract. A request for bid proposal was advertised in July 2024 to qualified contractors, and the bid opening was held on July 24th, 2024. 5 bid proposals were received and opened. After evaluation of the submitted bids, Johnson Environmental, on behalf of the city, recommends proceeding with State Tree Services as the primary contractor and DRC Emergency Services secondary contractor. The financial impact, hopefully none at this time. Since this is a pre-event contract agreement, no amount is charged unless the services are utilized. FEMA financial assistance may be used to fund the contract price. Contractors are required to comply with all applicable federal, state, and local regulations. The staff recommends that the BOC award the primary contract removal to the State Tree Service and the secondary contract to DRC Emergency Services, and to authorize the city manager or mayor to execute the execution of agreement. And your attachments, you'll see the resolution to award bid for the Phase 2 debris removal contract through June 30th, 2026.
Can I get a motion?
Motion.
A motion by Commissioner Lovin, a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Sherwood.
The ladies.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Resolution to approve McGill Task Order Number 31 pertaining to project entitled Allen Creek U.S. Docks No Rise Analysis.
Okay, so I'm not going to read the staff report to you because it's a lot of engineering stuff that, well, quite frankly, is hard to grasp. So I'm going to give you I asked him to explain it to me as if I were a golden retriever so that I would understand it in layman's terms. So what this basically is, as we all are aware, you have to have a no-rise permit in order to build, or proof that you don't need one to have a dock on the lake. So a lot of people have been trying to rebuild their docks while the lake is dry because it's much more economical to do so. What this task order will do, it will perform a study that will study Allen Creek at the headwaters of Upper Lake Dam all the way to the Sanford Dam, okay? This study will incorporate 7 to 8 cross sections of all these lakes, not 7 to 8 cross sections per lake, not upper, middle, and big lake. It'll be 7 to 8 across the entire area. What they will do is they will put blocking mechanisms inside this model that they're going to do. Now, this is all a computer simulated study. And what these blocks will represent are the docks and the pilings that support these docks in the lake. And the reason we can do 7 or 8 different cross sections as opposed to doing every single dock is this computer analysis assumes that if there is a blocking station at cross section 3, then that blocking station runs all the way to 4. If it is eliminated at 4, there's not a blocking station from 4 to 5. But if another one picks up at 5, it'll go from 5 to 6. So this analysis, what they'll do is they'll study it, and they will do a flow, an increased flow like we would experience during a tropical storm like what we have here now. And then what they'll do at that point is they will take that study and they will look at the rise of the lake and compare it to the current floodplain map and see if these docks cause the floodway, this water to overcome the existing floodway. If it does not, and if your dock is in that area, then it does not need a no-rise permit. Then you can come up to the city, you can get your permits, and you can build your dock. If your dock exceeds the current floodway, then you have to have a no-rise study done to show that your individual circumstances will not increase that floodplain. So it's $11,000 to do, and how that cost will be distributed at this point is to be determined. It's the best thing that we can do to help the community move this project forward so that we can get these docks rebuilt. It helps us stay compliant with the NFIP program. Was that about clear as mud for you?
Yeah, and this, just to explain, it was initiated by FEMA.
It was initiated by FEMA, that we were not compliant, as we currently are. And in order to stay a member of the NFIP program, our docks have to be in compliance.
And this will save the residents from going and hiring their own engineers to get all this work done. They'll be able to come through the town with us being able to do this.
So let me qualify that though. It will address that so one of my concerns was I didn't want to spend $11,000 and then have it not impact anybody in the community. So they did a preliminary analysis and they really think that this study will show that the majority of docks on the dam will not need a no-rise certification. Now, they can't guarantee that. It might affect a third of the dock owners. It might affect half the dock owners. It might affect 3/4 of the dock owners. But we will not know unless we do it. But it has the potential to save the residents of the community with docks on the lake a significant amount of money.
And Miguel's the only one that can do the analysis.
Well, no, I'm sure any other engineering firm, but they are our on-call engineer.
And if they have to do their own, it's typically what, $5,000 to $7,000?
$7,000, yes,
To
sir.
get your own study done, which is required to do a dock.
That's right. And some folks will still have to do that. If our study doesn't show what they needed to show, then those individuals will have to do it on their own. We're hoping to get the majority of the people covered by this study though.
I have a question. Can our engineers use your engineers' information to kind of save that 5,000?
We can't take questions.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's all right.
Okay. Is that it?
That's all I got.
Okay.
And the city recommends moving forward Task Order 31.
Did I get a motion?
I hate Miguel.
I still have a lot of questions as far as how the money will be distributed, who it will include and things like that, but we need to get the study done. That's a plus. I mean, that's a definite, so, but there's a lot of questions that I still have.
I'll make a motion.
Especially with
to move
Miguel.
forward with it.
I got a motion by Commissioner Levin. Do I have a second?
I'll give it a second. We've got to figure out how we're going to recoup this $11,000 for one, but I mean, we've got to move forward because the lake is moving along very quickly and it's better to build the docks with no water there than with water there.
Would we just encumber that money in planning, in their budget, split it up somehow when it's paid out so that the permits will pay it back?
That's for y'all to decide how you
We'll
want it to do.
decide how.
Yeah.
But
You'll
yeah,
have to find a way to.
but first things first, we have to be able to move forward. I have a second by Commissioner Mayne.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Y'all say aye?
Yeah.
All said aye.
You have a bloody tongue.
Really?
Request for public hearing resolution to change street name on official map.
Thank you. This is just a request to set a public hearing for the possibility of changing the street name. A little while back, the planning department was contacted by Brunswick County GIS Administrator, Address Administrator, Jan Clemens. Property owner on Sparrow Road, which is over here in your northwest section, reached out for a name change because she's having issues with deliveries and so forth because the road is duplicated elsewhere in the county. The GIS Address Administrator confirmed it is duplicated. She did reach out to Brunswick County Sheriff's Office as well, who basically said the same thing. They do advocate for the name change. The name Piper was a recommendation from the actual property owner. I didn't come up with it, but she requested that name change, and the county did confirm that that name is available. They are holding it right now. Obviously, it is a city street, so it would have to go through city approval, not the county. There is only one home on the road, and it is the property owner that's requesting the name change. But I am requesting that we set a public hearing, which will also give us time to send notification to the other property owners and follow it through that way.
Sounds good. Can I get a motion?
Motion to set a public hearing for September meeting.
September.
Have a motion by Commissioner Sherwood, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hall, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, one appointment to the Special Events Committee for a 3-year term ending September 8, 2027. One applicant, Clark Sizemore, term expires September 8, 2024. Do I get a motion?
Motion to approve Clark Sizemore.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sherwood.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hall, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I have one appointment to the Library Commission to complete an unexpired term as the second alternate in November 1st, 2025. Elaine Hurlis. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion by
Second.
Commissioner Lovin, second by Commissioner Sherwood. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, there's 2 appointments to the Park and Recreation Board, one for a 3-year term ending August 4th, 2027, and one for an unexpired term ending August 8th, 2026. And there's 2 applicants. If you want to sign who goes to where? You have Robin Balda and Christine Carter. One needs to go to 2027 and one needs to go to 2026.
You want to take Robin Balda and go to 2027, Kristen Carter go to August 2026.
Second.
And there's still one opening on Park and Rec Advisory Board. We have one appointment to the Community Appearance Commission for a 2-year term ending July 2nd, 2026. There's 3 applicants, Christy Vice, Donna Knight, and Ruth Butts. Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint Ruth Butt.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sherwood, appoint Ruth Butts. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Commissioner Hall. Do I have it all in favor?
That's for both, right? 11.7, we didn't vote. All in favor, we didn't do 11.7, right?
What? Here we go.
You did all in favor?
Yes,
I voted all in favor.
we did.
For Balda,
Yeah, Balda and Carter.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. 11.9, the intersection improvement project.
You might recall that recently NCDOT announced that they awarded a $4 million contract to resurface about 15 miles of roadway in Brunswick County. Included in that is the entire stretch of NC 87 through BSL, just north of 133 and just south of Danford. When the Cape Fear Rural Planning Organization heard they awarded the contract, they actually reached out to NCDOT, knowing that we have been requesting some traffic improvement at the intersection of 50 Lakes and 87. NCDOT did reach out to their contractors, and their contractors have agreed that they would incorporate a turn lane project at that intersection in with this resurfacing project. NCDOT did provide an estimate for that work. and the estimate came in at $300,000. They have stated that they don't have any funding at this time, so that would have to be picked up by the city. They did let us know last week that they are also doing a bridge project on NC 133. They're gonna wanna get that project done before they start NC 87. So based on the timing of that, they would need to know if we wanted to proceed somehow by the end of this month, and they would require an executed contract and full payment by the end of this year or beginning of next year. Staff does not have a recommendation.
So it's something we have to reconsider.
You think?
Well, that's the other thing. We went to the meeting they had the other day, and 87 has sort of qualified for the turn lanes, but the problem is they have no money in the state project. So they're gonna probably move it to the regional, where we should grade high enough where they may award this for the turn lanes. So I don't know if it's a good thing to wait and see if we get awarded through the regional for these turn lanes.
Well, it's not like we can write a check for this thing either.
Just so everybody's aware, while that project did score high, and it will most likely score high in the regional round, realistically, if you're looking at that project, Nicole, we've discussed what you're 10 years out.
They've already said there's no funding for any new projects. And just as a side note, I did get notification today that we didn't receive any points in the regional. I just got that today. I'm waiting to hear back to see why. So while we scored high on the statewide, there's only, I think, 1,300 points that they can award throughout all of the projects, and there's so many of them, and they have a certain methodology on how they award it. I'm waiting to hear back as to why, but I'm sure it has to do with the method of the points, so.
We're just not big enough. That's what
Yeah.
it boils down to.
And we don't have $300,000 to hand over.
All right. All right, so we'll put that on hold. All right, Mayor, Commissioner reports. I'll start down here with Mr. Lovin. Commissioner Lovin.
Just everybody be safe. Make sure you have your emergency plan in place. That's all I got.
I don't have anything.
All right. Commissioner Lovin.
I'm still at a loss for words of this 300,000. I'm gonna pass myself.
So, hearing about the 300,000, I talked to the grant writer, and she has started looking. The RAISE grant is a possibility, but it's a federal grant, deadline February of next year. So getting the money, who knows? I said, and I doubt that. I mean, that's a 1 million minimum type grant. And then this spot safety thing, if we could look into this, and I don't know, I mean, these projects on this spot safety grant are small projects, 174,000. So I'm wondering, 281,000, so I'm wondering if you can talk to Sam and.
So Sam did reach out about the spot safety to NCDOT. I do want you to know that.
Oh, he did?
He did.
And they said no?
No funding.
No funding, well, anyway. So anyway, yeah, I will continue to look for money, but, you know, a whole lot more cabbage patches to look under.
No.
But that's it. I had asked Kevin about the number of dog calls every month. We're averaging 25, 30 dog calls a month, or animal calls. But, and I was concerned about only 1 to 2 citations, but it looks like that's just, you know, everything in general. I lost my dog, I lost my cat, all added up together, so yeah. But that's all.
Okay.
Do you get lost chicken calls? Because you're about to start getting them. Just a fair warning, sir.
Mayor, I do have one thing real quick. I would like to commend 3 of your officers, maybe even Captain, on the recent cardiac event that they led them to 87. or not 87 to 17. So commend them on that. Teamwork it was great to see that, so.
That's good.
Gordon, did you commend them from the ones I sent you? I think it was last month.
I think I did.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
All right, there's not much going on except we have a few projects and a few details we're trying to work on. Trying to, still look at the ditches, like Gordon said, trying to get a plan together to be able to be more maintained and cleaned out and make improvements where we can make improvements. So, and we're still trying to find grant money, grants to be able to.
There's grants there, it's just the matching funds thing.
We're too poor.
We're too poor right now.
And that's all I have. All right, the announcements, the Mayor's Cup tournament may take place this Saturday, August 10th, with a rain date of August 24th. The next concert at the Lakes will be Friday, August 16th at 6:00 p.m. at Spring Lake Park. Contact Community Center for more information. This month's movies in the park are scheduled for Friday, August 9th and Friday, August 23rd at 7:30 at the Community Center. Contact the Community Center for more information. Our next Board of Commissioners meeting will take place September 3rd, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. The Fall Festival will happen on Saturday, October 19th, 2024. Trunk or Treat will take place on Thursday, October 31st, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. at the Community Center. There are openings on the following board, open committees, Grants Committee, Park and Recreation Advisory Board. Please see our city website for further information. And that's all we have. I need a motion to go into closed session, NCGS 143-318.11A4 for economic development. Can I get a motion? Motion by Commissioner Sherwood. Have a second? Second by Commissioner Hall. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, thank y'all.